I'm going to go through a worked example of a titration question here. This particular one involves an oxidation. It's an oxidation using potassium permanganate, an oxidizing agent reacting with Fe2+. I haven't really put on what it reacts to give that. Fe2+ would become Fe3+. Now if we look at the first line of the question, it says find the concentration of an iron 2 sulfate solution. So essentially it's this iron 2 which we want to find out the amount of and then the concentration of. Carrying on, given that 25 cm cubed of the solution when acidified required 19.8 cm cubed of this concentration potassium manganate for oxidation. So quite a lot of information in the question. We do know that it's a titration question, so here's a titration apparatus, and the data towards the end says 19.8 cm cubed of 0.02 molar potassium permanganate. So that's making me think that that was in the burette here. This is where we measured out exactly 19.8 cm cubed of this concentration KMnO4. And that would mean that in the bottom, that's where we had the iron sulfate solution, and it was 25 cm cubed, and we want to find the concentration, so that's an unknown concentration. So in terms of reviewing what we've got so far, what we've got is we've got a volume and a concentration of potassium permanganate, and we've got a volume but an unknown concentration of iron 2. So the way we're going to work out this unknown concentration is to work out the amount, the number of moles of the KMnO4 up here, then work out the amount of Fe2+ that must have reacted with. So essentially we want to jump into using moles, working out amounts. And one method which you might use is to use ERM, equation ratio moles. The equation is the manganate with the iron 2+, and the ratio is just simply the 1 to 5 there. And what this tells you is that if you've got a certain amount of the manganate, it will have reacted with 5 times the amount of Fe2+. Okay, now we can work out the amount, the number of moles of manganate, using the volume and the concentration. We take the volume, multiply that by the concentration, divide by 1000, and this will give the amount, the number of moles of the manganate. I'm then going to multiply that by 5 to give the amount of Fe2+. That amount of Fe2+ is in 25 cm cubed. So we can work out the concentration by taking the amount and dividing by the volume. The volumes to convert into dm cubed I divide by 1000, so the concentration of the Fe2+ was 7.92 times 10 to the minus 2 moles per dm cubed.